tucked inside the 1,200-page legislative monster known as One Big Beautiful Bill Act, is a provision so dystopian it sounds like it was written by ChatGPT on a Red Bull bender. It's called Section 43201, and it bans state and local governments from regulating artificial intelligence for 10 years. Let me say that again. For an entire decade, your city council, your state's legislature, and your local zoning board, none of them can touch AI. Not if it's involved in interstate commerce, which, let's be honest, is everything. This means if a tech giant wants to build a massive AI data center next to your kid's school, your town can't stop it. If an AI company wants to deploy facial recognition drones over your neighborhood, your mayor's hands are tied. If a local government wants to pass a law requiring algorithm transparency, too bad. The Federal Supremacy Clause just kicked in. Critics say that this provision could lead to a golden age of AI tyranny, and they're not wrong. Now here's where it gets spicy. On a recent episode of The Hills Rising, Representative Thomas Massey, libertarian, engineer, and one of the few people in Congress who actually reads the bills, sat down with the comedian and podcaster Theo Vaughn to break it down.
Inside of that big, beautiful bill is a provision for artificial intelligence corporations that says no
10 years.
10 years. For 10 years, no state or locality can regulate them. And then it talks about zoning and routing, which if you know, some of your listeners may have seen this, like locally, some big corporation wants to put a data center in your backyard. Well, that's what Congress is trying to do. They're trying to say that these corporations can override local zoning laws, that the local zoning board should take a back seat and let this big information center show up in your backyard that uses all kinds of water and all kinds of power and puts out all kinds of RF and has, you know.
Oh, yeah, your fucking cousin's going to be walking down the street just fucking, you know, just fucking screaming out Amazon orders, you know? It's going to be, what is happening, man?
So that's in the big, beautiful bill, okay? And you can know that's evil. You can know that's bad. And Trump never campaigned on that. But also in that bill is to enforce our borders, okay, to finish the wall.
Right.
So if you're a Republican and you vote for that bill, okay, you supported enforcing the border, but you also let AI basically take over your local and state governments, okay? And then if you vote against it, well, then you're against the AI provision, but oh my gosh, you're for open borders, you know? You don't want to support the military. There was $100 billion in there for the military.
Yeah.
There was, you want to tax seniors. There was a tax cut for seniors. So you can't win for losing. And so I don't blame a lot of my colleagues. Like they come to Congress, they have the best intentions, and you get there and you're like, oh my gosh, this whole game is rigged. How am I going to play it? Am I going to call it out? Will that be the best for my constituents who elected me? Or should I play along? And most of them choose to play along.
This isn't just a policy debate. This is hostile takeover of democracy by code. The big beautiful bill just handed the keys to the kingdom to a handful of unelected tech executives and told your local leaders to sit down and shut up. So ask yourself, who's really in charge? The people you elect or the algorithms you see?